Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In our last lecture, we have designed a REST API based on the case study. In this lecture, we will use the same case study to implement it using Express.JS. So let's start. What was the case study? We will go through it. We have teacher in it, we have student in it, we have admin in it, and we have head in it. These are the four roles which perform different tasks within our learning management system. We have discussed the routers. We have 6 routers, and we have discussed the URIs for each routers, that what could be the URIs. So in our last lecture, we defined all the URIs and methods, the routes, and then we discussed that the sunny day scenarios and the rainy day scenarios of those methods or our routes. So in this case, what we will do, we will implement it. First we will create a sample app, we will add the routers, then we will add the different routes which we have defined here, then we will implement completely one router with including its all the routes. So what we need to have, we should have installed node.js, we should have installed express generator. You can install it globally, npm install express generator -g, so it will install express generator globally. If you have any issue in installing globally, you can do it locally also. You need VS Code, you need MongoDB database. In this first part, what we will do, we will create a sample app, we will add routers into that sample app, and we will create the routes in those routers, and we will mount those routers according to the mounting points. So let's start. First of all, I have created a folder bcs7 sp20, and in that I'm going to open code. Sorry, before the code, what I should do, I should create the app. Like I am creating an app with the name LMS. It has created LMS for me. Now what I need to do, I will move, uh, the command is simple: express space the name of the application which you want to create. Second step, you will move to this LMS which we have created, and then I need to install all the dependency. npm install, it will install all the dependencies that are required to run this application. By default, whenever we install an express server app, it includes number of dependencies in it, and that dependencies need a lot of sometimes lot of time if you have slow internet. But if you have enough internet speed, then it can install in seconds. So after installing the npm install, it will read package.json file. In package.json file, there are normally 4 5 different packages that will be downloaded and installed. In this case, it has installed all the dependencies. It replaced jade, has been renamed to pug, and it installed application. So now next step is to run this application. uh, Before running the application, what I want to do, I want to open it with code space dot. It will open it in code, Visual Studio Code, and then along with it I can run my application. npm start. My server is running. I can see this server running at localhost colon 3000. Localhost colon 3000. If I run localhost colon 3000, it will run express server, and it will show me the default route slash route, which is basically its default route. I will go to the application. In this application, uh, npm start is actually executing this thing, and you install nodes dot slash bin slash www, and it has created a www file and basic two routers, index router and user router for me. It has the main logic file app.js contains two routers and uh, and the mount point for these routers. So let's start to add some routers into it. First of all, I will include four routers, so I can add new file. uh, just in case we have student.js, we can include head.js. We want to include um, our admin.js, and I want to include our teacher.js. I have included four empty files. If I open any of predefined router, what you need to know, there are only three commands that are important. With the first line, inclusion of express router express package into it, then defining it as a router, and then exporting as a router. Like just like in case I go to the admin, what I need to do var express, and I will require express. I included the express module. Then in the second step, what I need to do var router express dot router. So I created the router, and just see there are two these commands, express, or and then we created it as a router. And the next step is to export it. That is module dot export, and what we need to export is the router, the variable which we have defined here. We are exporting this as a module. So whenever this file admin.js will be exported to some other file, the name of this file will be used as a module.export, as used as a our uh, basically router. Just like in this case, if you see, we have included express, we have included router, and we have named this module as router. So it means it will be exported with the name of index. If we see in app.js, what we see, it has been included with the name index. So if I want to implement a simple route, what I will do, router dot get means the method in which with which it is calling it is get. And then the next thing, it will request for a slash router. That means whatever the mount point, with the mount point it is calling the dashboard. And after the dashboard, if you see our index router, you will see there is a function which is passed on, request, response, and next. You can call it a middleware. Same, we need to write here the middleware. We can do function request, response, and next. Next is an optional parameter. So with this, I have defined a simple route which accepts the request from a get method on a URI slash. So what is our response? We want to send the response.send router admin has been called. So we have defined a simple router with its functionality slash, and which is returning a string to the end user, whoever it is calling. it has been called. So if we go back to app.js, I want to include this admin router into my main logic file. What I need to do, I need to define var admin router, whatever the name I want to give it, then require, and it will be required from dot slash uh, our routes, and in this route folder I have admin router. So I have included this router into my main logic file. Now second step is to mount this router. To mount this router, what I need to do is to write the name of the router, that is admin router, and we have to provide a mount point. Mount point is against which this specific router will be called. For example, we have defined in our slides that the admin router will be called against slash admin. So this will be our mount point. So we will define admin as our routing point, main point. So if I restart my server, server has been restarted, and if I access admin, and it should show me router admin has been called. The default route, the slash route, has been called by default. So I have been provided with the information. Our mount point has been set, our router has been included. Now with the same passive way out, I will include all the routers. So instead of writing all the code, I will just copy paste it in front of you, like head router head has been called, same student router student has been called, and same with the teacher router. Teacher has been called. So now the second point, we have created our routers with a basic one route, and we are going back to our app.js, and I want to include all these routers into my main file. So I want to include student with the name student router, teacher with the teacher router, and admin student teacher, and head with the head router. So I have included all my three routers into my app.js file. Now I will declare the mount point against these routers. So what I will do, I will again copy paste instead of writing this. So I will include student router, teacher router, and our head router. I will define the mount point. For student, we have defined the mount point as student, and for teacher, teacher, and head for head. So we will define same mount point, student, teacher, head. So doing so, what we have performed till now, we have included all 6 routers which we need to implement our REST API. We will restart the server. There is a one way other. We can start with, if we have installed npm install nodemon, we can start this with the nodemon dot slash bin slash www. In this case, we have called explicitly nodemon. Nodemon will continually listening the server, and it will update itself automatically. We don't need to restart the server every time. So we have defined admin routers. We can see is the student router is up. Student router is up. You can see student router. You can see teacher router. Teacher router has been called. You can see head router. So our all routers has been declared. So for the user, it has been provided with the user router. We mounted the user router at slash users slash user. So we can change that according to our need. To do it, what we need to do is just to replace this s. So now it will be mounted against user. So we have performed initial task, the first step, declaring all the routers. Now we want to declare the routes uh, related to one. Let's take an admin example. We want to define these all routes in our admin router. To do it, what we need to do, we will open our admin router, and we can declare, for example, for our convenience, what we should do, uh, all get methods. All get methods, all post methods, and all put methods. So it will be easy for you to traverse. And all delete methods. Now we will change. The first is the dashboard. Dashboard is against get and slash. So this route will remain the same. We will write the right response afterward. In this first part of the video, we will just define the routes. In the second part of the video, we will actually connect to the database and will send the information to the end user. Against this, we'll show dashboard. So against this, it will show dashboard. For the post, add teacher, post, add student, and post, add class. We have three post methods. For this, what we need to do is to convert the post, add teacher, post, add class, and with the post, add student. So admin can perform post operation on add on teachers, class, and the student. So we have defined these all post methods. Then we have he can see the list of classes. That means he can call classes, and he will be responded with list of classes. List of classes. Here what we should write, post method called for add teacher, and we will do the same. This will make it easy to see in our postman that which route has been responded correctly. Class. So we have declared till now 5 routes properly, and after that we have all the put methods. We don't have any other get method. In this case, I will delete this get method, or I will copy paste it after put methods. So now what are the put methods? Put methods are class and id. For this, what I will do, I will change the class slash colon id. Now in this case he want to modify some information about specific class, so he can access this class slash the class id. Against that he will send some information in the body of that class, and information updated for class. And then we have a put method for assigning teacher and assigning student. For this, put slash class, I'm just changing cid slash teacher slash tid. I'm just specifying a specific class against a specific teacher. I'm assigning a specific teacher to a specific class. And the route written in our last lecture was incomplete, so I have completed it here. So teacher assigned to the class, and same with the put, I want to update student with sid. So I am adding a student to the class, student added to the class, added to the class. So I have defined all the put method, get method, and post method. Now I will see the delete method. Admin can delete class, teacher, and students. So alternatively, what it is doing, it is actually if I can copy paste all these methods, it will be easy. I will call a relevant method delete and delete. Now in this, what I need to do is del teacher slash colon id, tid, or whatever the variable name you want to give. Same, if I want to delete class, del class slash colon cid, class id, and same for the student, del student slash colon sid. So I have defined all the routes. Delete method called for deleting teacher. So in this first part, what I did, I defined all the routes of a one router class. For the get method, I can call directly whatever the route I want to call, like admin I can call here. There is no issue, it can show dashboard. But for post, put, and delete methods, I cannot call from the browser. By default, browser sends a get method request. So for this I need to call from postman. So if I want to send information, sorry, I am not sending, or I can send, it's up to me. uh, if I want to send some body information, if I want to send this information to a teacher using post, it will respond me with success message 200 okay, and post method called for add teacher. So it has responded me correctly. If I want to delete a teacher, what I will do, del teacher, and slash the name of the teacher, for example Rashid. I want to delete this. So that is a variable on a server side. So I will send the request. It responded me with the delete method called for deleting a teacher. So it worked. We can check it for the student also. Del student, if we request it for deletion, delete method called for the deleting student. So that's the way we can basically mount our REST API on the basic routes. We have defined all our 6 routers. We have defined all the routes in our one router. So in the same way, you can use this teacher router, head router, student router to define the routes. Please, after watching this first video, please create the routes for other routers also. In next video I will continue from these all these routes have been added. I will start from adding database to our system and adding some records and accessing some information from our database. So this is all from the first lecture, first part of the lecture. So do the practice for other routers. I will upload all the code on github.com/techmode. I will inform you the repository name also. So after completing this task, we will continue with this REST API to implement using our MongoDB server. Thank you for watching.